I was sitting here saying to myself, why am I even making this video? Like, seriously, this is like some off the fly type stuff. And I said, you know what? It's high time that I have done a video like this. Some people might be upset. Some might actually champion behind it. So who knows? It might be a neutral thing. It might be split down the middle, but I just have to address it. Now, I'm using this picture for a reason. If you don't know who is in this picture, that is none other than Gloria the Agent Steinem on the left and Dorothy Pittman Hughes on the right. This was a very infamous picture that was taken back in 1971, and it has been it's pretty much been floated around as one of the most one of the most recognized pictures of all time. But it's also a very traitorous looking picture as well, considering who Gloria Steinem is. Now, if y'all have been on my channel for the last 2 years, you know that I did something in June called White History Month back in 2017, where Gloria Steinem was a part of that. She was actually my bonus day. After the month of June was ended, I gave her a bonus day, and she was July 1st. And I basically ran down the stuff that Gloria Steinem did, who she was, and how she basically infiltrated the black community and helped and was a key hand into why the black community is in a disarray today. Yes, Gloria Steinem and plenty of others had a hand in why the black community is why it is today. If y'all don't know, Gloria Steinem, as I call her, the agent, was a part of the CIA. She might still be, I don't know. And she was hired to basically infiltrate the black community and basically go on that whole feminist power trip with black women to basically say that they're strong and independent. So if you really want to know where a lot of that stuff stemmed from, look no further than Gloria Steinem, the agent. But one of the main reasons why I'm making this video also is because it's something I've noticed in a lot of my comment sections in particular. Whenever I do a video pertaining to a white woman, mainly making accusations about a black man doing something to her sexually, like I just recently did one about that woman, Kristen Rhymes, who lied and said that a black man was trying to sexually assault her in a Walmart parking lot. I saw a few comments from people saying, well, see, if they said, well, you can put all this information right here, but black men or niggas will still find a way to try to sleep with Becky and all types of things, this, that, and the third. And you know what? You have a point there. Some of them will still sleep with them, and regardless. And you know what? It's going to happen. At this point, if there's a lesson to be learned, they'll find out the hard way, if it even falls upon them. But it's just one thing that we have yet to address, which is why I'm using this picture. What role has black women played by being buddy-buddy with Miss Ann? Quite frankly, with Mr. Charlie as well, you know, Miss Ann's husband. And this leads me into talking slightly about the whole R. Kelly thing. Now, I was never planning had any intent of talking about the R. Kelly documentary because I know what it is. It's nothing but one big proxy. That's really all it is. And I found out today that this so-called documentary, which was called Surviving R. Kelly, became Lifetime's most highest rated series, whether it was series, movie, show, whatever, in the last 2 years. They said on the first night of this documentary, because I think it was in 4 parts, it had 1.9 million viewers. I'm looking at the numbers right now from Nielsen's media research. It said adults between the ages of 18 to 39. It says 18 to 49 was 1.1 million, and it says among the 25 to 54 demographic, 1.2 million viewers watched. It says a total number also includes 837,000 women between the ages of 25 and 54, as well as 767,000 women between the ages of 18 and 49. Now, I noticed that they didn't break the ratio down by race. I don't know if they can actually figure that out on their end because they can only pull the numbers. But let's be real here. All the women that was on there were black women. So it's to me, I will only say and guess that most of the viewers happen to be black women, and Lifetime is a network that is catered to not to black women, but to women in general. It's their tagline is a network for women or something like that. Lifetime's been around for many years. And if y'all also don't know, Lifetime is owned by the mouse. Yes, Lifetime is owned by that conglomerate known as Disney. I tell you, you'll be surprised what Disney owns. But back to this. One thing we've never really addressed is what role a lot of black women have played by being friends with Miss Ann. Look at them, how they joined up with that feminazi movement. Y'all had more, I saw more black women talking more about this Surviving R. Kelly documentary this week than they talked about Yasmin James. And for those of you who don't know, that is the young lady who was yoked up by that white guy at the McDonald's down in St. Petersburg, Florida. Some of y'all didn't even know the girl's name. And I actually saw some of these black feminists talking more about this documentary than Jasmine Barnes, and that's even more bigger disgrace in that, because that little girl was killed. See, it's the thing. A lot of black women will do whatever Miss Ann and Mr. Charlie say and watch whatever they tell them to watch. Many of them don't even know that Jasmine Barnes' funeral is tomorrow, January 8th. Some of them don't even know that they quote unquote and allegedly found her killers. And I put that in huge air quotes because I'm still side-eyeing that whole thing. All I'm saying is this. If y'all are going to sit up here and call out black men for wanting to be in the presence or in the bed or in the arms of white women, then someone has to say something about a lot of black women who want to be buddy and cozied up next to white women to push a certain agenda. Another one, and this is a perfect opportunity to say it, that whole Me Too thing, hijacked by white women, and it was started by a black woman, and it's like Tarana Burke just allowed them to just take it and let them have it. Like I said, I can't even believe I'm making this video right now, but it was on my mind. It's off the fly, but I feel like this has to be said and has to be talked about. And don't get it twisted to any trolls that come in here. This is not a black woman bashing video. This is just me calling out and critiquing. It's a difference between bashing and critiquing. Some don't know the difference between the two. Some would actually rather the critique fall into the bashing just so they can say it's bashing. Trust me, this is lightweight compared to some other YouTubers who do this on the daily. I rarely make videos like this, but it just had to be made. Because when you talk more about this R. Kelly situation, which to me, I think is just selective outrage, because let's be real here. Many of y'all already knew what R. Kelly was all about for the last, 30 some odd years. Y'all knew that. But y'all still was out there believing you could fly. Y'all was still stepping in the name of love. Y'all still wanted to go visit the chocolate factory. Y'all still wanted to have the key stuck in your ignition. And a whole bunch of other shit. Y'all knew he was married to Aaliyah. And y'all still bought his music. You still went to his concerts. And you're still buying his music today because guess what happened? They said that R. Kelly's music on Spotify soared. R. Kelly's music, he's probably gained a whole new fan base because of this documentary. Because guess what? People crave sensationalism, whether it's good or bad. That's just like when a celebrity dies, they can talk all this shit about them while they're alive. They talked a whole bunch of stuff about Michael Jackson, but the minute he passed on June 25th, 2009, his music was played on every radio station. His music videos was on every music channel. Hell, you had music channels who never played a music video for the longest, like MTV, VH1. Stop what they were doing. Stop showing all the reality show reruns to play his music and videos. People was going out in the middle of the street, moonwalking, all types of stuff, but was calling him a pedophile, a child molester, wacko jacko for years. didn't buy his music for years because mainstream media told them not to. But the minute he died, his stock went up even higher. How do you think he became a billionaire after death? Because people sensationalized him after he passed. Because apparently your roses smell better when you're dead instead of when you're alive. That's what happened with R. Kelly. And guess what? The same thing is going to happen to Bill Cosby. When he passes on, people are going to go and buy them, collect them, those DVD box sets of the Cosby Show. They're going to go find his stand-up. They're going to watch all the I Spy, or Ghost Dad, anything he's, Fat Albert, anything he's been a part of. Because people crave sensationalism after people are gone or when people are going through a scandal. And this is no different. I actually saw a video on Tariq's page today with some chick named Sparkle, and I found out who she is. It turns out that she was the one that gave R. Kelly, gave her cousin up to R. Kelly, the same cousin who I believe they said was in that tape. And y'all know what tape I'm talking about. I don't have to go into details. She was on video singing a song and said that she was releasing a single right the minute after the last part of the documentary. So this is a money grab. I even saw one where it said another one of the so-called victims had a book already made, maybe already a couple years ago, and all they did was they increased the price of it because they knew people would buy it. Let me tell you something right now. This was nothing more than one big money grab. And the people that reaped the benefits the most was Lifetime, was Disney. Because those ratings is millions of dollars that came to the network. How much you want to bet that they are scoping out right now to see what next black person, or should I say black male, they can go after so they can get more ratings? Now that they know that they have hit a cash cow, they are going to continue to do so. And unfortunately, many black women assisted and aided in that. Whether they agreed to do this documentary or whether they watched it. And I saw a video that Jada Pinkett Smith had put up there on her social media account. I think it was on Instagram, and she was basically saying, how did R. Kelly get all these streams on Spotify and why did his sales go up? Jada, I can't believe that you even asked that question. I don't know if she'll hear this, but I can't believe she asked that question. I just answered it. It's because people crave sensationalism. People going to go out and buy and listen to his music regardless. People have been doing it so far. Just because they put this documentary out here, people are not going to stop listening to it. All it did was create another fan base for people who probably didn't even know who R. Kelly was. See, now what it's going to do is going to propel him. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if this could send him into retirement. Like I said, the only people that's going to benefit from this are Lifetime and R. Kelly. Because if you don't know, R. Kelly has written songs for a lot of people. He has produced a lot of his own songs, written his own songs. He still can get royalty checks regardless. And then I saw some people saying, oh, we need to cancel this person. We need to cancel this person because they work with R. Kelly and this, that, and the third. More selective outrage. They all need to shut up. Y'all would listen to his music all the way up until this point, and now y'all want to be upset. Y'all knew what the man was like. Y'all knew what he was capable of. I even heard that, excuse me, that he was molested by his sister. And I heard that in the documentary, they said that they cut that part out. Of course, they're going to cut that part out because then that could actually lead into a reason as to why he was doing it. Because has been said that a lot of people who have been molested by a family member or anybody else, usually sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes will do the same thing to somebody else because of that cycle. So like I said, all of this is just nothing but a bunch of selective outrage. But back to my original point. If we're going to call out black men who lay up with white women and, feel that they get whatever they deserve and that's a wake up call, well, we need to call out the black women that cozy up next to a white woman to push a certain narrative. Because y'all didn't have to line up with this feminist crap. Y'all already had your house in order, and all she did was come in and disrupt it, mainly because of a couple of things. One, her house wasn't in order. And two, she was probably trying to get into your house and kick you out of it and move her way in. And unfortunately, some of them did and were successful in doing it. But I'm going to end the video right here. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. The links will be in the description. I will talk to you in the next one.